So the DCU is flowing, and I mean flowing. Superman was a success. Peacemaker season 2 was a success. Although I've heard that people don't really like the finale. Just so you know, I haven't actually watched Peacemaker yet. I know, I know. Shame on me. It's just gotten a bit harder to watch TV shows now, but I'll binge it soon. The Supergirl trailer also got 11 million views in the first 24 hours. And we got our first footage of lanterns in HBO Max's most recent promo video. If you're a DC fan, you should feel great right now. But there's been one nagging thought in the back of my mind over the past couple of years in relation to the DCU. Is this the DC cinematic universe or the James Gunn-Verse? And by that, I'm asking if James Gunn is inflicting too much of his style on the DCU. Think about it. The first projects in the DCU, if you ignore the gray areas that are Blue Beetle and Shazam, they're both written by James Gunn. And Peacemaker was directed by James Gunn as well. And they all have that James Gunn vibe to them. Well, I'm assuming that Peacemaker does. I've seen a few clips and it's kind of odd how many times I've seen the intro theme, considering I haven't actually seen the show, but that doesn't matter. There's lots of comedy, lots of dope ass music, there's shock humor, and then you get some type of wholesome ending at the end. That's his formula. He breaks and bends it as needed, but those elements are what give you the ability to watch something and be like, oh yeah, James Gunn wrote that, or oh yeah, James Gunn directed that. Then we get Superman, which feels so much like a Superman movie, but also like a James Gunn movie. Following that, we get Peacemaker season 2. No explanation needed there. And then recently we got the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow trailer and some Lanterns footage. Now, neither of these are written or directed by James Gunn, and we don't really know the tone of Lanterns, but Supergirl really gives off Guardians of the Galaxy vibes, which actually makes sense given the comic book that it is based off of. And don't forget, Man of Tomorrow is being written by James Gunn as we speak. So there is a lot of James Gunn influence going on in the universe right now. But don't take any of this as negative necessarily, because I knew that as soon as James Gunn was announced as the head, that the world would be in good hands. All I'm trying to say is that the majority of the projects that have been released or promoted by the DCU have had heavy James Gunn influence on them. And that could really worry some folks into thinking that it's going to turn out like the MCU has. If you don't remember, the MCU used to be very diverse in its tone, feeling, and even look across projects. You know, you could go from a serious political thriller with Captain America on the run while Hydra assumes government influence to a space comedy, or some dude just trying to be a good dad for his daughter. It didn't really feel like the diversity was really fading until the Russo brothers showed up, made some of the greatest movies in the franchise, and then accidentally Flanderized their own style. If you don't know what I mean by that, Flanderization is when certain traits of a character get exaggerated so much that the character turns into a bastardization of their original self. It's named after Ned Flanders, a character in The Simpsons who apparently was one of the first to go through this transformation. I haven't really seen The Simpsons, so I'm gonna give examples from my perspective. It's like how Peter Griffin went from a dad who was always trying to do the right thing but was just really dumb into a complete psychopath that willingly does dumb shit just to, I don't know, create chaos. Or like how SpongeBob went from a childish and impressionable character to a very annoying hellspawn. Or in the context of the MCU, it's like how the humor from Infinity War was multiplied by like 1,000 in Endgame.
Time travel!
Or like how the grayscale filter from the Russo brothers movies has kind of plagued some other movies in phase 4 and 5. The reason I'm bringing this up is because the more consistently you utilize a trope or a tone, the more likely it is to become Flanderized, and then people get sick of it. So clearly with Gunn's imprint on a lot of projects, it'd be worrying that that's going to happen in this universe as well. But will it? Nah. Probably not. I think what is happening right now is simply the creative process of multiple different people at DC Studios. Like I said, Lantern's footage was released, and while we still don't know much about it, it probably won't feel like James Gunn touched it at all. We've also got a Clayface film, Swamp Thing, Brave and the Bold, all things that James Gunn will probably stay far away from, at least in terms of writing. I think what's happening is James Gunn is just a much faster writer than the other people that are working on projects in the DCU. Whether it's because James Gunn has just been at it for such a long time, or because his style is just easier to write, I think it's just him beating everyone else to the punch. Like, think about it. It took Matt Reeves like 3 years to write the script for the Batman Part 2. So everyone just works at their own pace. But yeah, that's all I've got today. Just another video where I talk about something that was on my mind and probably on some of yours as well. If it wasn't on your mind, congrats. You've mastered the ability to not constantly think about random shit. I wish I was more like you, but stick around. There's a lot of fun around here. I recently dropped a video on why Marvel is the greatest comic book of all time. I'm also currently writing the script for a video on the beautiful comic book series Captain Confederacy. So, that's just, I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but stick around. And I'm also looking to get a Christmas themed video out as well. So come on, there's tons of content here. Stick around. Like the video and subscribe, or else I'll transport you to the alternate universe from Peacemaker Season 2 and turn you into a minority. Unless you already are a minority. In that case, let me just stop. But stay tuned, because videos are always going to be on the way. And as always, thanks for watching.